So we're at a very large park, and there's plenty of off-leash dogs running around, most of which are engaged with their owners and playing. Some of them are, their owners just turn them loose and let them go. We're on leash and we're working a reactive dog. So we're teaching them to make better choices about dogs that approach and not to be particularly concerned about it, because we're going to advocate for him. We're going to intercede between him and any approaching dog. And that is easier said than done. But in this video, you're going to see me handle one dog who is not impressed with compressed air. And I think I must have blasted him 8 times before he finally got the message and his owner called him away. But he was very insistent. Wasn't going to take no for an answer. He wanted to meet our dog, who was not interested in meeting him. And then in the next sequence, we've got a dog that was dive bombing dogs left and right, and it was going to be Sway's turn to be dive bombed. Sway's owner was right on top of it, gave him a spray from the compressed air, which is a pet convincer, and that caused him to stop in his tracks. Once wasn't enough. He thought he'd come back a second time, give it another try, and the second blast of air stopped him, and he decided that he wasn't really sure whether he wanted to go ahead and continue to try to meet Sway. Sway was very impressed, obviously, with not having to deal with the situation. He isn't interested in it. He's not a social dog, doesn't want to meet everybody's dog, but he has every right to go for a walk. Now, you might argue that we're in a park and you should expect to be molested by dogs, and I understand that. In a perfect world, anytime you have a dog off leash, that dog should be under voice control, and you should not be allowing your dog to go and dive bomb other people while they're walking with their dog. Now, if their dog is on leash, that's a pretty good clue that they're not interested in letting their dog play with other dogs. So if you're at a park and your dog's running around, you ought to have voice control. Okay, I know that's not the case, obviously. That'd be the ideal. This client would like to be able to take her dog for walks in areas where there's kind of a mix of dogs off leash and dogs that are on leash. Dogs are expected to be under voice control. That is the rule in the parks that she goes to. If your dog isn't under voice control and you're not controlling your dog, and your dog approaches her and her dog, she has a right to advocate for her dog. So that's what she's learning how to do here, and she's doing a really good job. In the lesson, you argue what are the dogs that are running up learning here? Well, what they're learning is that maybe they ought to think twice about running up to a dog that's, leashed with its owner. That's not a bad thing. If you've got a dog that you need to advocate for that makes poor choices or is nervous, fearful, insecure, this video will give you some idea of what it means to advocate for your dog in certain circumstances, and hopefully give you some confidence to go ahead and work on that yourself.